What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dapper Dub here. Today we're going to be going over a video about the best allies that you can get in Trove. Now I'm going to go over some top tier allies, and I'm also going to go over some second tier allies that are a little bit easier to get. We're just going to range between combat allies, magic find allies, and also crafting allies, and even a gardening ally. So I guess without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first ally we're going to talk about is going to be called Cotton Candy. This ally is under the rare section. This one gives you 50 magic find. Okay, so this is the first ally that you're going to be able to get, especially if you're on console, because this is the ally you get for linking your account to the Treon Worlds. Now, the reason why this ally is so good in the beginning is because, one, you don't get really any other allies, and two, magic find helps you get better loot, and the better loot you get in the beginning, the easier it's going to be for you to get cash, Bloxx, and also easier for you to get those drops that you need for the stellars and stuff in the very beginning. The next one we're going to go over is the Primordial Fire Dragon Pup. Now, this is in the store section, so you can buy this from the store. I think it's in a pack. What it does is it gives you 20% physical damage, minus 8% incoming damage, and also increases the cooldown recovery speed by 10%. Does another thing, which damages enemies, damaging enemies has a chance to blast them with fire. So this extra blast does just a little bit extra damage. This is probably one of the better physical damage allies that you can get. So just getting it in the store is really good. The cooldown speed helps a lot. Overall, really solid ally. The next one is the Primordial Water Dragon Pup. Now, this one's pretty good too, except for it's the magic damage variant. Okay, so it does 20% magic damage, and the same thing with minus 8% incoming damage, increasing cooldown recovery speed by 10%, and damaging enemies has a chance to blast them with fire. So it does extra damage, also giving that cooldown speed, really helps you get your ultimate back, okay? The next ally we're going to go over is the Chronomancer Qubesly. Now, this ally is probably one of the best magic damage allies, mainly because it gives you 25% cooldown recovery speed. Alright, so it also gives you 20% magic damage, so it's really only for magic damage characters. There's another ally that's like this later on in the video, and I'll mention it. But this is really good, especially if your class heavily relies on your ultimate. Alright, so for classes like the Dino Tamer and the Gunslinger, this is probably one of the best allies that you can use. Now, the ally we use in speedruns is the Water Dragon Pup right now, but this one is really good for farming. The next ally is called the Rapt Berserker. Now, this is a physical damage ally, so it's all for all those physical damage classes. This one's really unique and actually really good for farming. It gives you 20% physical damage. You gain 15% health when a nearby enemy dies, and you also gain a movement speed boost when a nearby enemy dies as well. Okay, so not only do you get health back, but you also get a movement speed boost. Now, when it says a nearby enemy dies, does that mean you have to kill it? No, it doesn't. That means anyone can kill that ally as long as that enemy, as long as you're near it, you'll get that boost and you also get that health. Okay, so if you need sustained life, you also want some movement speed, this is the ally for you if you're a physical damage character. The next one is called the Starlight Dragonling. So the Starlight Dragonling and the Golden Hoard Dragonling are pretty much just the second tier versions of the Primordial Fire Dragon Pup and the Primordial Water Dragon Pup. So they pretty much do the exact same thing as those two, except for they don't have negative 8% incoming damage. Okay, so they give you, so the Starlight one, you get it from getting the Starlight Dragon. It'll give you the ally. But anyway, it gives you 20% magic damage, increases your cooldown recovery speed by 10%, and also damaging enemies has a chance to blast them with fire. Same type of deal, just without the damage reduction. Same thing for the Golden Hoard Dragonling, except for the physical damage variant. It increases the cooldown speed by 10%, gives you 20% physical damage, and also damaging enemies has a chance to blast them with fire. So all these allies look pretty cool, so I'm putting them up on the screen so you can see them. The next ally we're going to cover is called Bloxx the Playful. Now this one is unique in the sense that it gives you 20 crafting speed and 25 lasermancy. So this is the one that is going to be used for crafting new items, and also if you're into mining stuff and using lasermancy, this is the one that'll help you out. There is a better one for lasermancy in the geode section, but I'm not going to be covering that just because it's really not, I feel like lasermancy is really not that good, but the crafting speed does help a lot. Now also it increases the cooldown recovery speed by 10%, and damaging enemy has a chance to blast them with fire. The next one we're going to cover is called Green Thumbzilla. Now this ally is a little bit harder to get. You need it for harvesting 15,000 plants in the new gardening update, but it gives you 5 magic find. Best part about this thing is it harvests all eligible plants within a small radius. So you can actually get on your mount that waters and use this ally at the same time, and you'll be able to water as you're harvesting all of your plants, and it's really useful for gardening. It's pretty much made gardening a piece of cake for me. I love this ally, and I like the design of it. It's pretty cool. The next ally we're going to cover is called Samantha. This one is in the event section. It's the Halloween cat, right? If you don't know what this is, it's pretty cool. It gives you 3 jump and 13 superstition, but that's not why you want to use this ally. You want to use this ally because you gain 2.2% health each time you damage an enemy. So if you're using a character, I actually used this when I first started Trove on the Revenant. The Revenant used to give a passive, or he probably still does, when you do damage with your basic attack, you steal health. And if you have this on top of that, you steal even more health. So you have a longer sustain, and you can pretty much tank out anything. It was really good to use. It's not probably the best ally you can use, but hey, it's good if you need that sustained health. The next one we're going to go over in the event section is called the Prefect Penguin. And I always thought it was Perfect Penguin, but it's PRE, so it's Prefect Penguin. It's weird, I don't know. But anyway, it gives you 20% magic damage. You gain 15% health when a nearby enemy dies, and you also gain the movement speed boost when a nearby enemy dies. So pretty much this is the magic variant of the Rapt Berserker. So if you're using a class that's really fast and magic and has magic damage, such as the Dragonling or maybe even the Dino Tamer, this ally is going to make you fly through some dungeons. So I really like this one. It also gives you the sustained health too. People haven't really been using this one as much because they've been using the Chronomatic because it gives you that cooldown speed. But this one actually is a little bit better if you want to move a little bit faster. So the next one we're going to go over, we have one in the dev dream, but I don't have it unlocked. So this one's called the Clownish Kicker. I'll have a link in the description of all the allies and everything. You'll be able to look this one up. But it's in the dev dream, so this one's actually really kind of unobtainable. You can get it if you get lucky enough to get a dev dream box and you get this one to drop. What this does is it gives you 3 jump and 5 movement speed, and you gain movement speed boost when a nearby enemy dies. Okay, why is this one good? Because this one unlocks your full movement speed potential. You get the movement speed boost when an enemy dies, and you also get a 5 extra movement speed. If you use this on the Neon Ninja, you can really move as fast as you can. It's really cool. The next one we're going to go over is the Hungry Hydrakken Hatchling. Now this ally is unique because it gives you the most magic find out of any other ally in the game. But it gives you 3% critical hit, which is crit chance, 25% critical damage, and 55 magic find. So it just gives you 5 more magic find than the cotton candy, but you also get those passive critical hit and critical damage boosts. You get this one, it was a long game reward. I think the only way to get it now is through Luxion. So once this comes through with Luxion and stuff, I'd recommend getting it. It's really cool looking ally. It looks like a dragon with 2 heads. I really like this one. So if you want to max out your magic find, this is the ally you want to use. And last but not least, for some of the best allies in the game is the Lil Burgie. Okay, this is also a login one. You can get this one from Luxion. What it does is it gives you 20% physical damage. It increases your cooldown recovery speed by 25%. So remember when I said, hey, this is like the Chronomancer Qubesly, but it's the physical damage variant. So a lot of characters have been using this one if they use physical damage and they heavily rely on their ultimate. I think the Candy Barbarian was using this one a little bit. I think the Lunar Lancer was using this one a little bit too. But the point is, you get that 25% recovery speed for your cooldown. So if you like spamming your ultimate and your physical damage character, hey, they made a variant for you. Now there are a couple of allies that I have that I want to show off. They're not necessarily the best allies in the game, but they're pretty rare and they're pretty cool looking. So we're gonna go over to the promo section, and this one's called Papagaio. Now this one looks like a parrot. It only gives you 1.5% critical hit, but it's currently unobtainable, so you really can't get this ally anywhere. So if you see anyone with a parrot like this, and it's just basic, looks like a straight parrot, a pretty rare ally. It's really cool to have. Another one I have that has some honorable mention is the Blue Muzzy. So the Blue Muzzy is an ally based upon a dev that actually quit working for Tron before they actually started firing everybody and getting everyone out of there. So whenever they did that, they moved his ally to the promo section. So now you can't even get it from the dev dream boxes. So in my opinion, it's one of the rarest allies in the game. It gives you 3% attack speed, 3% movement speed. I really just use it to show off what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. It looks like kind of like a Cookie Monster or something. But shout out to Blue Muzzy. He was a good guy. One of the best dev community members that I've been a part of. Some other ones that I have that are pretty cool that you may like. I mean, shout out to all the dev dream allies, but I'm just gonna show you the ones that I have. So I've got Saratheon. Looks like a purple dragon. Pretty cool. It only gives you negative 5% incoming damage and 2 jump. So really what I use these allies for are just skins over the other allies that I use. So if I'm using Rapt Berserker, I'll put the Blue Muzzy on top of it and have the skin of Blue Muzzy, but have the Rapt Berserker benefits. This one's called Quarble. It looks like a chameleon. And it only gives you 1.5% critical hit, but hey, it's a little chameleon thing. It looks pretty cool. The vintage Bunnytron. So it looks like a mechanical bunny. It's not really that special in my opinion. It doesn't look that cool. But hey, it's a dev ally. It's pretty rare. It just gives some honorable mention. Next is called Mickey Boo. This one looks like a ghost with a hat on it with a feather. I can't really explain that kind of hat. It looks like maybe like a ranger hat. Not really sure. But it's a pretty cool ally. It looks like a little ghost squid. Anyway, it gives you 20 crafting speed, so it's really not a bad ally. It gives you that crafting speed if you want to have some crafting ally and you don't get the Bloxx for some reason. But Bloxx the Playful is the way to go for crafting speed. And last but not least, we got Grim. What it does is it gives you negative 10% incoming damage. It's a pretty cool looking ally. It looks like a puppy with a sickle on its tail. So hey, if you're into a cool looking puppy, this is the ally for you. So those are all the new and cool ones that I have at the end that are pretty rare. But my favorite by far is the Blue Muzzy. It matches my costume too. Shout out to Blue Muzzy again. So as far as the best all around allies that you can use, ones I recommend for speed farming, Rapt Berserker, if you're a physical damage, Rapt Berserker, and if you're not, use the, oh my gosh, what is it called? Prefect Penguin for a magic damage. If you're trying to have sustained health, Prefect Penguin, Rapt Berserker, and Samantha. Okay, so if you're not killing them and you're just doing damage to them, Samantha. If you are killing them and you're still getting damage a lot, I would use the Prefect Penguin or the Rapt Berserker. For Magic Find, top tier is the Hydrakken Hatchling. Okay, Hungry Hydrakken Hatchling. So it gives you that 55 Magic Find. It also gives you 3% critical hit, 25 damage. Second tier, the easier one to get, is the Cotton Candy. It gives you that 50 Magic Find. The one for the top movement speed is going to be the Clownish Kicker, and then obviously the Rapt Berserker and the Prefect Penguin, so those are great. For cooldown speed, best one is going to be the Lil Burgie for the physical damage, and the Chronomancer Qubesly for the magic damage. Now, best all-around allies that give you the most benefits. Probably we're going to go with the Primordial Fire Dragon Pup and the Primordial Water Dragon Pup. So those are going to be the best few that you want to go after. And last but not least, we can't forget about Bloxx the Playful if you're into crafting speed and you're also into some lasermancy. All right. That pretty much does it for the best allies. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment. Tell me what your best ally is. What do you think's the coolest? Maybe what do you think? Hey, if I didn't cover something in the video and you want to say, hey, this one's better, Dub. Like, why didn't you say this one? Then go ahead and say it in the comments. I'll try to add it as honorable mention later. If not, I'll try to tell you why it isn't or why it is. Anyway, there's also going to be a Discord link in the description if you want to join the Dapper Dub community, be a part of the people that like to play Trove, also like to play other games. I have sections in there for the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox, so it doesn't matter what server you're on, you can get in, you can communicate with other players that are like-minded and play on the same server as you. Alright, well, without further ado, let's end the video. You guys are tired of seeing me, right? Adios.